Okay, I have here a DeGuard. These are like a Mul-T-Lock clone. Um, yeah, same sort of pin in pin, same sort of interactive element. Really, they're just a straight rip-off. But this one is 4 pins. I know the key looks like it has 5, but I believe this is a 4-pin version. It comes with a key card. You know, blah, blah, blah. You can use the card to get a key. I just find this amusing. DeGuard provides immaculate security locks and security hardware products all over US and Canada. DeGuard is not serving the market since decades, but it has made a history better than any ancient company. There you go, designed in the USA. Definitely not built in the USA. Whatever. So I picked a couple of like these like knockoff and Mul-T-Lock type products. And you know, they're typically not terrible. They're still a bit tricky. So give this one a go. All right, definitely binding on 2. I'm going to false set. One, 2, 3. Down back there. Then on that's 4 and a 3. Good. We're ready for some inner pins then. All right, the inners are always a bit harder to find. 2, 3. Yep, so it there. No, I haven't set 4. There we go, got it now. Right, that's one in up. I think. Yep. Oh, now we're on the inner pins, really. Be close. And there we were at the back. All right, open. So that was not too difficult. Not a terrible bitting. Nice and open. There's no real warding. There's a little bit down the end on the right-hand side I can see looking down it. This is the first time I've attempted to pick this, so that's a blind open. I didn't even really look at the key. What does look like? Really high at the back. That makes sense. Lowish, lowish. High at the front because it's the interactive one. That makes sense. Let's lock that back up, pull it apart, and have a look at exactly what is in these things. Not terrible, and I mean, honestly, you're not going to get many thieves that are going to be attempting to dimple pick generally. You're not going to open this with a dimple rake. They're pretty reasonable. Like, I'd lock my house with one of these. Whoop. I don't, but, you know, I would. Having said that, the actual lock I have on my door is about $3.50. It's pretty damn terrible, and I'm quite certain you could rake it open in about 4 seconds flat, but I have not tried, and I don't plan on trying. That shim just doesn't... Oh, I don't want to go in there. So we're gonna just hope for the best. There we go, now it's going. Ah, it's because of these silly ridges these things have. Also, because they're not like shoulder stopped, these things, it's very easy to like stick the key in too far. When it's got the tailpiece on, it stops you doing that, but when they don't, they're a bit annoying. So there we go, 4 pins, or 4 pin in pins, which really makes it like 8. Okay, so looking at our bitting. So in one, and the inner have to go all the way up. That one's level, so no higher lift for that. And the same at the back, it's like a maximum lift. We can see here, number 3 doesn't need a huge amount to go, and the inner sits flush. You can just lift them together. This one, I need to set the outer, but leave the inner a little bit lower, which you can just sort of do in one movement. So not a terrible bitting. One, oops, 2, torpedo element, that's nice to see. 3 with torpedo as well. If you do overset, that will help trip you up. We got the, you can see sort of down the keyway there, that ball bearing at the front. That's that interactive element there, and that like little bit of warding. I don't know why they do it only right down the back, like just on one pin. Why do they not just carry that through? Do not understand. A lot of them seem to do it though. All right, so key pins, let's do them, arrange them that way. All right, so some standard key pins, and then the lower lift ones were torpedoes. So that's actually how you want to see that, with the torpedo ones on the lower lifts. You're more likely to overset them, and with the torpedo action, you're more likely to stay overset. All right, so pin 1, we have a nice spool. Spool on the outer, standard on the inner. Nice long spring. Standard on 2. Helps keep it centered when you're not using it. So I'm expecting the rest of these will be spools. Spool on 3. Standard inner. Sometimes on the Mul-T-Lock, some of the harder ones, you can get spooled inners as well. And a spool at the end. All right. So yes, you can see with this one's the shorter format, only milled for 4 pins. So you can get these in a longer version with 5. They count as a belt higher if you're, worrying about belts. So there's our plug. Nothing too exciting there. Stick that on there, and then here's our drivers. So you can see we've got that nice spool on them with the sprung inner. Same. So standard inners would have been nice if they had a little lip on those as well, but whatever. It's still nice if they got spools. The tolerances, not as good as a Mul-T-Lock. That wasn't too hard to open. In fact, it was pretty easy, but not bad. I mean, still, you aren't going to get many criminals unless they can be really bothered trying to pick one of these. So I think they're a pretty reasonable product. They're definitely cheap. Yeah, what are they saying? Better than an ancient company. DeGuard.